Hey everyone, welcome to Horrible Gaming. My name is Nora and on today's video we are doing a island tour. But before we get started, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that like, subscribe, and notify button if you want to see more content like this in the future. Today's island is a Japanese theme, and also here is the map in case you want to come visit this island too. The island owner does not have a Instagram account sadly, but after seeing this island today, I honestly think they should make one. I was completely blown away by a lot of the scenery spots and just how the island flow was in general. There's a ton of great ideas on this island if you are doing a Japanese city core, and a lot of different layouts that I have also personally never seen. So with that being said, I'm gonna make my way towards the entry of their island, and then we will finally get the island tour started. So at the entry of this beautiful Japanese island, we are greeted with this really lovely train track code. I think I actually used the same code on my recent island, and I'm such a fan of this code because it is super realistic and detailed. I also am a huge fan on how they ended the train track. Personally for me, I feel like when you're using a train code like this, it's super hard to transition from it and just end it in general. And the way that they have chose to end both of the sides of the train track is just really well done, and it blends nicely. Once you move forward from the entry, we are greeted by this gorgeous centerpiece, and I absolutely love this location on their map, mostly because it is a layout that I never would have thought of, and I just love that it's so simple, but it really brings the entry together. It's also a great way of incorporating natural landscape, which is something I personally struggle with, so this island has a lot of that being used. I also believe that the road being used here is by Pickleton. It looks very similar to the road that I used on Kaneko, so if you are interested in this road design, feel free to go to my recent modern Japanese city to get that code. As for the chipped up road pieces though, I'm not sure if that's from the same creator, but I really love the usage with it because it's honestly a perfect blend. So if y'all know the piece that was used on this road, or if it's from the same creator, definitely let me know so I can add that information into the video's description. And then next we are greeted by a really nice temple area. The island owner actually said that this location on the map was inspired by me, and I love that they added this onto their island because I'm so excited every time I see y'all's recreations. It seriously just makes my day, especially seeing how you've added your own ideas to it or even improved them. And I just love the idea of this road lookout that has the temple in the distance, and that is a layout that I personally never would have thought to do. And so I'm just really blown away by how they have not only improved this build, but how well it just blends into their general layout. The next spot on the island that I really appreciated was this ramen shop, and it looks like there's even a little fish market next to it. And this idea that they had with the Christmas ornaments on top of the ramen shop was beautifully done. That is something I would have never thought to do. So if you are wanting to add a little bit of extra detail to your ramen shop, this is definitely a really unique and great idea. Honestly, I'm really shocked that Nintendo did not give us a option like the party light arch has with Japanese lanterns. It makes no sense to me. I feel like that would have added so much to our own island. So hopefully maybe on the next Animal Crossing game, we will see a lot more lantern options and just different lights that we can use on our islands in general. I also really loved how all of the NPC buildings were being used on the island, as I'm really bad about just throwing them on the beach and forgetting about them. So many of y'all are constantly asking me for inspiration for these, and I love that the location is at the entry, so if you have visitors at your island, it's easy to access, but it also is fully decorated. So hopefully this brings you some great inspiration if you are doing a city core island and needing to figure out where to place your shops. The next location is my absolute favorite on this island, and it's this gorgeous lighthouse lookout. This is my first time ever seeing a build done like this, and I love that they use the cave item backwards. It just really blends the build out well, and it's just a beautiful location with the sunset and all the yacht items being used. So that is definitely one of my favorite locations on this island. My next favorite location was the campsite because again, it is natural landscape being blended into city core, and obviously I struggle with that. So this is some great inspiration if you don't want to be like me, neglecting the campsite on the beach and just pretending it doesn't exist. I just really loved how they blended it out and how the Torii Gate kind of just frames the whole area together. So this is again some great inspiration in, especially for a campsite build. Again, the road layout through this whole island is really easy to navigate, and it's just beautifully done. Everything is just beautifully decorated. The villagers all have designated locations. Again, something I also struggle with. I never have an actual villager layout or just some villager inspiration in general. So this island is definitely packed with a lot of questions y'all have been asking me just in general on Japanese islands and city core. Another spot I really enjoyed was this location with villager homes. I just love the layering that was done here and how beautifully everything was blended out. So this is some great inspiration too if you're wanting to do maybe a small villager neighborhood and you don't want it to take up too much space. I love that this only used 4 houses, so it's definitely some great inspiration. I was also a huge fan of this transition by that beautiful lighthouse lookout. The layout in general was so different from what I've seen before, and it's just beautifully done. So this island has so much great road layout inspiration if you are somebody who is struggling with that or just wanting to use terraform on your island in general. I'm really bad about terraforming on my city core islands at times. Sometimes I forget that it's even a thing, honestly. So one of my personal goals is to start being able to terraform more on my city islands, and this island definitely brought me some inspiration for that. I also was a huge fan on how they added the terraform behind plaza. So many of you are asking for plaza decorations and just ideas on how to transition from it, and this is a great way to add some landscaping and just terraform in general with plaza. So hopefully this also brings you some inspiration for your island. The next spot on their map again is one of my other favorite locations, and it's using the same water code that we used previously on my rural fishing town. This is one of my favorite water codes till this day because it's just so realistic and it's just beautifully done. So if you are somebody who is a fan of water codes, I definitely recommend using this design. Overall, this island left me completely speechless. I love all the perspectives that were done, all the views, and just all the layering that they done in their buildings as well. So this island is a must-see if you are doing a theme just like this. With that being said, thank you so much for watching and have a horrible day. I'll see you next video.